Assalamu alaikum friends, my name is Abdullah Paracha. Kindly like and subscribe my channel. In our last video, the process of weathering in the formation of soil. Now this is the time for me to explain further about formation processes, as our chapter is formation of soil from parent material. Our next topic is the factors that affect the formation of soil. So what are the factors that influence the formation of soil? Now this is the time for me to explain it briefly. Let's talk about the factors that influence soil formation. So what are the 5 factors that affect soil formation? The first factor that influence soil formation is parent material. What is parent material? Parent material is the original material from which soil is made. And the next factor is climate. What is climate? Climate can be dry or climate can be wet. Climate is precipitation and temperature. It could be a dry climate like arid climate, or it could be a rainy or humid climate like rainforest. Now the next factor is organism. Organism includes plants, animals, and microorganism that I forget to write, so let me write it first. These microorganisms can be bacteria, algae, protozoa. All the chemical reaction taking place in soil are actually due to microorganism. The next one is topography. So what is topography? Topography is actually slope and landscape position of our earth. You can see different slopes and landscape position in the following example. Of topography, there is unequal distribution of water and nutrients. Now the last and most important factor is time. Time, since the parent material began to form soil, it took thousands of years in the formation of single layer of soil. All these factors, parent material, climate, biota, topography, time, do not occur independently, rather they occur interdependently. They are simultaneously linked to each other in the formation of soil. You can remember these factors by a simple trick of PCO-TT. Someone is calling from PCO and your phone bell is ringing TTT. You can say that this PCO-TT is actually parent material, climate, organisms, topography and time. Now I will explain you the first factor that affects soil formation process, which is parent material. So what is parent material? Parent material is formed from the geological process. These geological processes such as earthquake, volcanic eruption, erosion, weathering are involved in the formation of soil. Parents material that are formed by different geological process produces different nature of parent material. The different nature of parent material affect the soil characteristics. For example, if the parent material is coarse containing granite and sandstone, the soil will inherit sandy structure. And if the parent material is phyllosilicate, then it will contain a clay structure. Texture control the percolation within the soil. So what is percolation? Percolation is the recharge of groundwater. Movement of water in profile affect the transfer of soil particle and nutrients. These nutrients are later taken up by the plant roots. You can see this diagram in book. In figure A, there is no alteration in sedimentary rocks and only the uppermost layer is visible. While in figure B, the geological pressure deformed the rock and this phenomena is known as crystal wrapping. And at the same time, the erosion removed much of the top layer, exposing the part of second layer. Similarly, in figure C, the localized upward geological pressure further deformed the layer and exposing second and third layer also. As these rocks layers are weathered together, they form different types of soil. Now let's talk about the classification of parent material. Inorganic parent material can either be formed in place or they can be transported from one place to another. Following are its types on the basis of its placement. So the most basic and simplest type of parent material is residual parent material. So in residual parent material, the weathering of rocks in a place occur and it causes the formation of parent material. The second type of parent material is colloidal parent material, and this type of parent material occurs due to gravity. You can see in this picture that how colloidal material is deposited downslope due to the forces of gravity. The next type is alluvial parent material, and this type of parent material comes from stream or flood plains. You can see in this picture how water forces the transfer of parent material from one place to another. Now the next one are coastal sediments. So what are coastal sediments? These are the sediments that are deposited near the shore like beaches or seasides. Now the next type of parent material is glacial parent material. So what is glacial parent material? The transfer of parent material through ice is called glacial parent material. You can see in the following example that how ice moves the parent material from one place to another. Next one is aeolian parent material. It is the parent material that is transferred through wind. And the last one are organic deposit. Accumulation of organic material in the form of peat. It usually occurs in marshy places and wetlands. Let's briefly discuss about all the factors of parent material. Our first factor is residual parent material. So what is residual parent material? Residual parent material are formed from the weathering of rocks. With the passage of time, it experiences intense weathering where the climate is warm, humid. They are formed by leaching and oxidation. Especially in warm and humid region, leaching and oxidation of parent material soil shows red and yellow color of various climatic change. In dry and cooler region, the parent material resembles more closely to the original bedrock, as due to the impact of climate and weathering do not occur properly and soil is still new. You can see in this picture that minute weathering change of parent material occur. So let's talk about colloidal debris or colloidal parent material. The general name of colloidal parent material is known as collovium. It is unconsolidated sediment, poorly sorted rock fragment, detaches from the height above and carried down slope from the mountains or hills by the force of gravity. Here, more physical and less chemical weathering has been dominated, so parent material is coarser and stony rather than clay. Stones and gravels are over each other and spaces are created between them as rock rest over each other. They have good drainage, so some tropical trees like corn, pine grow in that area. They are prone to landslides because they are not stable, as the size of larger rock fragments are more and cause less surface area as compared to finer fragments such as clay soil. So avoid excavation and digging on cliffs and mountains. Now I will explain you about alluvial parent material. These are also called alluvial deposit. These are the parent material transported in the form of water. It is having three classes: floodplains, alluvial fans and delta. Let's talk about floodplain first. So what is floodplain? When heavy rainfall or snow fell into the river rises and water flows in the lowest area into the wetland, side canals and marshes. These are natural filters and they are most beneficial for human and nature. They act as natural filter by cleaning water and by removing nutrients and sediments which are taken up by the landforms and support highly productive soil. They act as underground aquifer. They recharge groundwater, make it a renewable source for human beings. They contain highly productive soil. Rice, tobacco, sugarcane, cotton, oilseeds grows in that area. The coarse mates of soil remain at the river base where water is deep, while fine fragments which reach the flood water in faraway places. That is the reason it is the richest place for ecosystem. There is a problem with flooding and poor irrigation. Dams are being constructed to control floodwater. We should avoid urbanization in these areas because it causes $1 million of damage in cities and villages that are constructed near floodplains. Now I will explain you about fluvial traces. So what are fluvial traces? They are the leftover of past floodplain of streams or rivers that was flowing at high elevation. They consist of a level strip of land called thread separated from the adjacent floodplain or other fluvial traces by distinction strips areas. You can see in the figure that different traces shows different elevation in the fluvial trace. Older and past one are at high elevation while new and fresh one are at low elevation. Now I will explain the next class of alluvial stream, which are alluvial fans. So what are alluvial fans? Fan shaped sediment deposits created when water is traveling in between two mountains or canyons, which carries the sediments and dirt or rock that rest at the bottom of river to an open area which flows with the passage of water. In this picture you can see a narrow path in between two mountains which lead to an open area where the water flows out, carry the sediments and create a fan shape. The crack that you see in the mountain from where the water is flowing can be due to earthquake or weathering. It has great economic importance, especially for the people that are living in dry regions. Los Angeles in California is built on a huge alluvial fan. California is a great example of alluvial fan. Now the next class of alluvial parent material is delta deposit or delta parent material. So let's see. During floodplains, much of the time all the finer sediments do not deposited in the floodplain. Rather, they continue and are discharged in lake, ocean, river, streams. Sometimes these sediment deposited on the mouth of river. It forms delta. It include wetland. So what are delta? Delta are wetland. They transfer the sediments from one water body to another. Such type of soil that is created due to delta deposited is clay and poorly drained. Ancient and modern agriculture practices are taking place by creating flood control system and drainage. For example, Nile River and Amazon forest. They are full of most complex ecosystem. Delta deposits are not very much common.